Today we're taking a look at this new rear entertainment and climate control display for Tesla Model 3 and Model Y, and this is a one-to-one match with the 2024 Model 3 Highland. The size, the air vents, and everything look exactly identical to the new Model 3 Highland. This comes with some pretty great features, including being able to add a SIM card so you have data at all time. You don't have to use your mobile hotspot anymore if you choose to do that. You also get the user seat heating, the seat control where you don't have to route a cable all the way to the front passenger seat. This is all wireless now. The installation takes under 15 minutes and you get massive amount of entertainment. You can control 2 different gaming controllers at the same time. You can use headphones, so many different features. Let's unpack it today. And if you're one of those people that are looking at it right now and be like, not another rear screen, then please, I don't want to waste your time. You don't have to watch this video, but if you want to see what it is on this new rear screen from Tesla C, please follow along. Thank you so much. So this is everything you get with the packaging. Of course, you get the screen itself, and those are the air vents that match with the Model 3 Highland. So that's what you get here. In the back, you have 2 inputs. One is for the power. This is for the SIM card one. I'll show you what that is. So this is the SIM card one. So if you want to plug this in, you can pop this out and then you can put a SIM card in here. And then the power side only has this. So this goes on the rear OBD in the bottom, and then you just have this that you route all the way to the top and plug it in. That's the entire wiring process if you have an OBD on the bottom port. If you don't, then we're gonna have to follow certain steps where you route it from the front. I'll show you in the video what that looks like. And then on the packaging here, you get just a few more things. There is a pry tool, of course. So this is to cap off the USB-C that is coming from the Tesla because we're not going to be using that. And if you don't cap it off, then your front wireless charger and the USB-C ports are not going to work. So this is very important. Don't throw it away. And then they just give you some strip, looks like a Velcro strip in case yours don't match it perfectly. There's some misalignment, so you can hide it with the strip. But that's everything that you get. I remember the days when this used to be a long list of products just because it was complicated to install. Now it is super easy to install, and you do not need a seat control wiring no more. It directly controls from the screen. So that's also another benefit that you get with this. And then pry open this area in the back, and it's a super simple panel. As you see, it just comes right out, and you just remove this here and you expose this blue plug. Next, you're gonna reach up top here and simply pull on this unit. If you look at it, it comes out really easily. There's just a couple of clips that are holding this in place, and super easy, no issues here. Now we gotta remove this plug right here. Now to remove this clip, if you have the AMD Model 3s or Ys, you just have to lift this up and then pull this out. If you look at it, this just lifts, and then while lifting this, you pull it out, and that's it. So super easy. You just have to do that. If you have the older Model 3s, this is something where you're going to pinch it in the middle tab here and then pull it out. For newer AMD ones, you just have that type of a lift. Now, as I said earlier, if you look down here and you see this blue plug, you're not gonna have all of this extra stuff because I added a bunch of other accessories to the back port. With this plug here, all you have to do is press on this middle tab right there, the male part that is connected, and while holding this down, pull the connector out. So now you don't have any connector there. You're gonna take this connector and simply slide the male end to the blue port. Now, you can take whatever male port that you have. Like this is the Tesla's one, the blue male port. I have since then added a whole bunch of accessory and daisy chained everything. If you look at it, Tesla's male, the new accessory is female, the new accessory is male, and other accessories female. So you're gonna get the male component of the last accessory you added here, and you're simply going to take it and then connect this together. Now everything is happy. Tesla is happy, all the other accessories are happy, and then your screen is gonna be happy. So that's how you do the bypass. Now let me show you how to do the process for cars that don't have this plug. Now this step is only if you don't have that plug in the back. What you do is you take this harness that came with the kit, and we need to plug this blue plug right there on the female port of the Tesla. First, you remove the side door trim panel here. It's super easy. You just use a pry tool and remove it. Then you're going to be removing this side panel. It's again just a pry tool, remove it. Then you're going to be removing this weather stripping so it becomes easier to do the install. Next, you're going to take a pry tool and remove a plastic fastener from inside here. After that, you are able to just remove this entire side panel super easily, just some clips. Then you're gonna take your pry tool and again remove this little plastic fastener on the carpet. After that, you're going to reach underneath there and you're going to see there is a blue female port, and you're simply going to take the blue male port and insert it in. After making the connection, you're just going to take the wire. You can kind of snug it around here, from there, through the gap, and you're going to take it all the way to the back. So it's just a wire routing process. Now our goal is to just fish this cable to the top here, and there is enough opening on the side where you don't have to remove this. The manufacturer shows that you need to remove this. You don't have to remove it. So what you do is actually fish this cable from the edge here and just push this up, and you'll be able to see it from the top to be able to just pull that cable out. So if you reach under, you're gonna be able to see that. You're able to completely take this out. Now this is where the installation is going to be slightly different between the two methods that you install. So if you had the OBD plug, the blue OBD plug in the bottom here, and then you just routed this to the top, then you're not going to be needing this plug because this plug already comes with power. So all you have to do is actually put this away. But before you do that, you take this little connector that they send and you just insert it. It comes with the pins. You just insert it here, it clicks. You want to do this because without this, you're not going to get any power on the front, the USB ports or the front wireless charger. So you want to make sure that you tap it up. If you did the connection where you just routed this cable from the bottom, not from the front. Now, if you did route the cable all the way from the front, meaning you have one of those cars that don't have the blue plug down there, then what you're gonna do is actually use the connector. This is the same connector that you routed from the front, and you are going to bypass this. So meaning you're just going to plug in right here. So once you plug this in, now your installation is going to go through just because this has 12-volt power. That way you satisfy the requirement so that the front USBs as well as the wireless charger is working, as well as now you have power for your screen. So that's the difference. Now everything else is the same after this step, because whether you routed the cable from the front or just from the bottom, this is the exact same connector that plugs into the screen. So if you're going to do a SIM card, then put your SIM card through here. And how this works is you just open this, it says open, and then you can lift this up, and then you see the SIM card slot there. What you're going to do is push this angle right there, push it down, and when you push that down, it clicks, and then you can lift it, and then you can put your SIM card here, close this, and then don't forget to lock it as well. So then this locks, then you can close this. And next, what you're going to do is take that and then plug it in right here. So this is your SIM card one. You're going to plug it in here, and then you are going to be just tucking this whole thing away in here somewhere. If you don't want to use a SIM card and then you just want to use the mobile hotspot, which is what most people will do, then you don't even need this. This is an optional step, and you can just proceed without installing the SIM card one and just tuck this cable away somewhere here. Now, final step is you're going to take the power connector from the bottom or from the front, align these connectors here, and then just push it in. Now your screen should have power, so it will turn on. We saw that. This is a pretty nice startup animation. Now the final step on this process is you want to tuck away all these cables there, align this screen, and just push it in. There you go. So this is the new Tesla C screen, and that is the OEM Tesla Model 3 Highland screen. Look at the resemblance here. They even managed to mimic the air vent system. So that looks super close to what that is. Wow, they did an excellent job with this. So this is what the screen looks like. It resembles a lot to the Model 3 Highland with the air vent design and everything. If you look at it from the side, it looks very OEM. It looks like it belongs in the car. So no doubt they did a really good job with the hardware design of it. We're gonna get into the software and some of the things that we like them to be changed, but this is pretty good just from a first look at it. There is this much hanging in the bottom. So just keep that in mind. You're gonna have this much space there that is hanging just because it's such a large screen, but I don't think it affects any of your leg space here just because, you know, it's such a small amount that is hanging. So that's what you get with this, and the screen itself looks pretty decent, a lot better than some of the other UIs that we have seen, and kind of matches with the Highland UI. So there is the temperature control, so you can control the temperature. I don't know why they decide to put a decimal place here. I think they got to remove that and just put it a solid control there, but you can get a fine tune, I guess, with the decimal places. And then when you look at it here, you just have to press and you start seeing the airflow. You can decrease that to 0, or you can increase that all the way full. So then you see the animation, it goes up, and if you turn it off completely, basically there is no airflow, and you hear that as well. So that's pretty basic. We have seen that in the past. I do like the minimalist UI that you see. It kind of matches with the Highland UI. Next, we're gonna go to seat control, and with this, just like always, you have got the seat heating that you can adjust directly from the screen, or you can just close this out, and that's what you get with all of this. There's one thing here with the seat control. You no longer need a wire to the seat, which is amazing. I like that. It is fully controlled just using the OBD, and you actually get finer control than the Highland for the seat aspect of it. Let me show you what I mean by that. So what you can do with this is you can tap to see which control you want. So if you tap here, that means you control the motion. So if you go front, if you go back, you control the actual motion, the position of the seat, not the recline. And if you were to tap on the recline side, then you control the recline aspect of the seat, which is awesome. So you have like a finer control here, and you can choose between the recline with the same little buttons that you see here. You can choose if you want the recline versus if you want the position, so that it allows that. Versus, let me show you what it looks like on a Highland. Highland actually doesn't allow you to independently control this. It is all or nothing. So let me show you what I mean by that. Let's go to Highland and I'll show you the screen. You only get the seat control just up, the recline up, and then the seat forward, and then recline back and seat forward at the same time. You can't individually control it from the back. So you can't just say, okay, seat go back, seat go front, and then recline and recline back separately. You have to do that all once. So if you look at it here, if we were to push this and hold, both is happening at the same time. Well, the seat is reclining and going towards the front, and then if we was to press here, it goes back and recline at the same time. So you can't individually control that with the Tesla's Highland screen. We'll come back to this other menu icon here in just a second. You get music, just like always, play, pause, next. You get a lock, and this is where I think they need to add a password protection. So lock is great. You can do auto lock after 30 seconds, whatever. But when I swipe this, it unlocks the screen. I want them to do it such that way it requires a password. So request number 1, Tesla C, you had this on some other screen. Make it so that you need to put a PIN code before you can unlock it. So that's one thing that I want them to do. And then finally, you can just hit this to turn off the screen. So that's what you get. And then of course on the side, you got a volume control that controls the volume of the entire Tesla. Now let's go to that menu icon. And what you see here is, normal stuff that you typically see on a rear screen with some additions. So first of all, let's go to the settings to show you what you can change: language, time, temperature, auto lock. That's the one that I'm talking about. You can put 10 minute, 30 second, whatever. You can put it so that it automatically locks the screen. But it doesn't have password protection yet, so hopefully they add that. Button vibration, which is just basically when you click through it, if you want a haptic feedback or not. You go to display, you can do a bright display, white display, or you can do a black display. So you can choose the white, you can select the brightness here, and then you can go to style 2, which is the black. And if we were to exit that, this is what you get. So that's the black UI. So if you wanted the black UI, this is however you get it. This is the darker UI, and then if you go here, display, and then change that to white, then it just takes a second, it'll blink, and then now you have the white UI. So you can go through between the bright and the dark UI as well. And then if you go through here, you have that's your setting, Android setting. Of course, this is where you can connect to your Wi-Fi, you can connect to Bluetooth, some of the apps. This is just your typical Android system settings. So if I hit back, I can go here. You have the Chrome, no idea what that is. You got your Play Store, you can download apps, and then you can get APK Pure. So the difference between these two is because this is not a certified Google device, you can't get all the apps going through Play Store. For example, you can't download Netflix by going to the Play Store just because it's not supported on this through the Play Store. But that's where this one comes in. If you hit this APK Pure, this has got so many different apps that you can download that you cannot normally download from the Play Store. So if you go here, it will give you featured app categories. So if you have to tap here, you can do adventure games, you can download a bunch of games through here, things that you are normally not allowed to download from the Play Store. So if you were to go here, look, there's even an update for this, but you can download Roblox, you can go to Netflix and download Netflix through here. So if you were to hit search, it is going to find Netflix. So not Cash App, and then you click here and then you can install Netflix 0%. If you go down, it will also suggest things that are similar, like Spotify, X, even WhatsApp. So you got options, Instagram. You can download things that you cannot normally download from the Play Store. You also have an OTA upgrade. You can get Bluetooth setting. HappyCast will try that to see if it allows us to cast. Phone link, that's your Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Of course, there is YouTube. You get all of this. So for audio, this does have a built-in speaker here. If you want to use that, you can also hook up headphones. You can also have it play through the Tesla's speaker. With the Tesla speaker, there is a little bit of a lag, but through Bluetooth speakers or just using the built-in speaker here, there is no lag. So for example, if we were to go here, there is no lag of any kind with the audio, which is really awesome that you can watch YouTube, you can watch Netflix, different things through here. So it allows you to do that and have a built-in speaker, so you don't even have to hook it up to anything. This is a good time where I want to remind you all that if you haven't subscribed to our channel, we would greatly appreciate it. Just hit that subscribe button. It greatly helps us make videos like this in the future. So to hook up a gaming controller like this or earphones, anything that you want to hook up through Bluetooth, all you have to do is go to Android setting here, connected devices, and pair a new device, and then just refresh this list. It's going to show you a bunch of things. Let's go to, we have two Xbox controller, which we're gonna try. So one, pairing, I don't know, I have two controllers here. One of them should be able to pair. I don't know which one is which. Looks like this one, so that one is good to go. Let me see if I can pair a second one. Pair a new device. Probably doesn't allow both, but we'll see. Now this should be paired. Hit pair. That one is paired too. So now, oh, there's two connected devices. Let's see if we can play with both. So both of these are now connected to this display using Bluetooth, and looks like I can use any of this. Look, like I can go between, and then with this, I can do the same. So it allows dual gaming controller, which is awesome. So I can either use this or that. So of course we had to test the SIM card theory. So I had an extra SIM card here with call and everything, the whole feature that I can put this on a phone. You can also get a data only SIM, but do double check with your provider to make sure that they do support things like a screen, like an Android tablet. So you just put this in. It's a micro slot there, so if you look at it closely, there is the cutout, the edge there, and then you have the SIM card. So if you don't have a micro one, you are going to need that outside shell, but pretty straightforward. And you can close this and then you can tuck it inside and put it in. I just wanted to open this and show you that the SIM card is in there. And if we were to go to the actual screen, if you look at it there on the top, instead of Wi-Fi, it has 4G in it, and it got bars. And if we were to go to home here, go here and go to Android settings, you'll see that on the networks, if we go, it says T-Mobile. So it's a T-Mobile SIM card. T-Mobile Wi-Fi is turned off. So that's what is powering it. So now this is where you got the 4G. There is no Wi-Fi here, so this is completely off of 4G. This is how you can purchase this product. So this is the product page here, and you can select between the older Model 3s. So these are the Intel Model 3s, newer Model 3s, the AMD ones, the ones with the OBD plug, which is the most common for Model Y, and then there are some Model Ys with no OBD plug. So I recommend you check that bottom area and make sure that you have OBD plug, then you order this. If you don't, then order the bottom one. You can also get a Wi-Fi version or the 4G version. The 4G version, of course, is more expensive. So if you're gonna get the Wi-Fi version, that's $429. And if we were to hit buy now, let me show you how you can save some money. So if you go over here and gift card coupon code and put our affiliate code, which is Shiva Tesla, keep in mind we do earn a very small commission at no additional cost to you. And this is where you can knock out 85.80, bringing the total to 343.20. So one thing I had asked them to do was, if nobody was sitting on the rear seat, to turn off this screen after a certain time. They say that if nobody interacted with it, it goes in a standby mode. I didn't realize this is what they meant by standby mode. So this is what the standby mode is the lock screen with that wallpaper. I want them to completely turn off the screen when there is no one sitting in the back or nobody interacted for 30 seconds or whatever, and then they would have to press on it to activate it. But this is their solution right now, which is, I want them to turn it off. So that's one of the features that I hope they figured it out. So in the pursuit of making this super OEM, I think they missed a little bit of a point here. So if you look at this guy here that we removed earlier, you can adjust this fully. So right, left, up, down, you can adjust it and deflect the air. This doesn't do that. Like, this is not movable, so you cannot adjust it. There is the air vent that is coming out from here. The bottom ones are not even open, so these are not even air vent in the bottom, and you can't control this. This is exactly the same with Highland, but there's a big difference with the Highland one. Let me show you what I mean. But in this one, you can't adjust it, so I think that's a miss. So the Highland's vents also do not have any adjustment of control. It is exactly like the one that the Tesla Assist screen has, but Highland one doesn't need it. Why? Because if you look at it here, I can actually adjust the airflow dynamically because all of those air vents are linked with some kind of a separation in there, which control it. So if I want it on the front, if I want it on the straight to the bottom, the side, I can control this all together just through this screen, versus the one from Tesla. See, I can't control that because it's not that smart to be able to control the deflection of the airflow. And I can do this. Look, I can push this out here. I can do that. So it's really nice with the Highland one that I can do that, but with the Tesla Assist one, I don't have the ability to do that, and they made the air vent non-adjustable. So our reviews wouldn't be complete without airflow testing, so let's do it here. So right now there's no adjustment with this screen, so whatever air we get is what we get. Like, we can't turn the fan around, nothing. It's just going to be straight. So this is set to 5, so level like half of the full, and if you look at it, you are getting the airflow directly. But as we get up, I mean, there is some airflow, but not much. And then this is the left side. There is some, not much, and also some. So there's just going to be some airflow that you get, and as you get closer to the air vent, you're gonna get the most amount. And even just straight here, if you can see, it just has a lot going straight, which is, missed opportunity. As I said, you should be able to adjust this, which it doesn't. Now let's blast this to 10, and this is what you get with airflow of 10. So a lot of airflow in the bottom. As you go towards the side, even just straight here, you start losing that side airflow. On this side too, you start losing it. Here straight, of course you do, but like not even here. Like, you start losing that airflow, even blasting at 10, which is because you're not allowing users to adjust the airflow. So you barely get, you start getting it, but like not too much. And here as well, you don't get much. As you get closer, you are of course going to get a lot of airflow. So just based on this path, you can kind of see that it goes here. So straight here, even here is shaking, so you're getting it straight, but not here, right? So there's nothing there. It's kind of limited, like to just going straight. So the middle person is gonna get a lot of airflow. The side person may get it as you look at it, but not too much. So here's the verdict on the likes. I really like the design. This looks very OEM and it matches with the 2024 Model 3 Highland. The installation was super easy. I also like that you don't need that cable to go all the way to the front passenger seat. That was a pain in the butt. Now it is all wireless. So all of that is amazing. They have some crisp quality graphics. They included an entire APK repository where you can download so many different things from there that you wouldn't normally be able to download from the Google's Play Store. So all of that is great. We're definitely headed in the right direction. Some of the UIs and everything that this has kind of matches to Tesla's. Of course, you are never going to get to the super buttery smooth like Tesla's because this just doesn't have that much power. But it is one of the best ones that we have seen in terms of the UI and how quickly this works. Now, in the pursuit of making this super OEM, they match the air vent unit here, but this does not work as well as some of the other units we have seen where you are able to adjust the air vent. This, you cannot adjust the air vent just like the Model 3 Highland, but we showed you earlier why the Model 3 Highland, it works because you can adjust it electronically through inside. You can lift those vents electronically and change those actuators, but this one, it doesn't have that. Two more things they need to add. One is they need to add a child lock with password. We have told them many times in the past to do that. I hope they follow through and actually make that a actual child lock, not just a lock that you can swipe up. It doesn't take rocket science. Your kids can probably put their toes and then just be able to swipe up and get to the menu. I want to be able to lock it down. So when I open just the entertainment page, I want to be able to lock it down to just that page so that they're not messing with the seat heating or the seat control or anything. And they need password to go between different menus, which I think we have seen it on some other units in the past. That needs to come back. Another thing they need to bring is the ability to shut down this display automatically if nobody is sitting in the back seat. They said that if nobody touches it for about a couple of minutes, then the screen goes into standby mode. Standby mode just means that it's gonna have a blue wallpaper. I don't want any of that. At nighttime, the glare could get really bad, even with the blue dim wallpaper. I want it to completely turn off. So if nobody is sitting in the back seat, then just turn this display off after a couple of minutes when you enter the car. And they can do that very easily because that information is already in the OBD connector they are tapping into. So if nobody is sitting on it, Tesla actually tells that connector that there is nobody sitting on it. So they should be able to extract that and use it for this. So that is one thing that they need to incorporate it on this design, either if nobody touches it for a while or if nobody's sitting on it, the screen needs to completely go up. Overall, a really great display. I think we're headed in the right direction. Looks very futuristic. It matches with the Highland. I also like that they incorporated the 4G capability so that you can actually have a SIM card in here. So a sound overall display. If you have kids, this is a lifesaver during supercharge or even while driving, right? They could play games in the back seat and be entertained. So this is awesome. I highly recommend it. So please let me know your thoughts about this display, your likes, your dislikes, any feature requests, any changes. Please let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found today's video helpful, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and come back again soon.